Hey, what's up, people? It's Emerald Gamer here, and I bet you're wondering, Cole, where's you and everybody else been? You've been gone a lot lately. Well, that, my boys and girls, is for yet another video, an update video, again, explaining why I'm sorry, again. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Welcome to Gamerspeak. Today we're talking about the new Sun and Moon news that just dropped today for the second time. Because I'm a moron and I forgot how to fucking plug in a microphone. So I'm absolute garbage, and I was wondering why that was fucking goddamn it. I didn't believe I didn't question that. But anyway, moving on to the news here. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge fan of Pokemon. And this came out this morning, but I'm a little late on it. That's alright. It's not going to take too long. I'm going to run through it and not ramble like I did the last time. Last time I'm going to consider practice. Let's start it. Alright, so this whole thing was about version exclusive Pokemon. So, and they pretty much just showed off a couple of them. I don't know if it was all of them, they didn't say. So, we're just going to take a look at the first one for Sun version, coming right up on the screen. It's Passimian is his name, something like that. He's just solid fighting. And he has an ability they called Receiver. They show a little bit later in the trailer after they could just kind of show him off. And at the beginning of the trailer, it shows that he's not really like a single battler. Like they just show him getting his ass viciously whooped with a really fucking weird, silly nasty fucking death scene before he goes back in the Pokeball. So, but it does say what he is supposed to be for, and he kind of gives out kind of like a Halucha gimmick vibe, if you know what I mean. Especially with this ability, the ability Receiver. It shows him in a double battle, and the Vikavolt, which is his teammate, which is also like that cool fucking awesome Hercules beetle thing that flies in the air. And it dies from something, and then when it dies, Passimian's Receiver takes Vikavolt's Levitate that he had and puts it on him. So he basically gets the ability of whenever your partner, whatever ability your partner has, and if it were to die, that's what Passimian's ability becomes, and it's replaced with that. Fuck, I can't speak. Doing this twice sucks. Alright, but that's about that. For that, I don't see him being too great in terms of stats, nor do I see him being an evolution or evolving into anything. As of right now, he doesn't really seem to be that way. If he does evolve, that might change my opinion on his stats there, but I don't know for sure. Moving on, we got Orangura, which is one of my favorite names of any Pokemon right now. He's just like an orangutan. He's normal psychic. I don't think we've had a normal psychic before. I feel like that's unique in a way. And, or not in a way, I feel like that is unique. I don't think there is a normal psychic. I could be wrong, though. If I'm wrong, yell at me. Feel free to. He's got Inner Focus and Telepathy as his abilities, which normally I wouldn't see as a too solid, like, ability set, but, especially Inner Focus. I don't really see Inner Focus being helpful all that much in a lot of battles, but you never know. But Telepathy is actually it's used pretty well in the trailer, and I think they wanted to stress that he's more for that ability rather than Inner Focus. And mainly because of the fact that he has a new move called Instruct, which we don't know if it's unique in some way, because usually when Pokemon that come out and they get unique, I put that in really heavy air quotes, unique moves, it generally is like cycled into the move pools of older Pokemon through either breeding or just like in their move list as they level up. So basically what happens is at the beginning of this battle, it shows like the time, like is started immediately, like the battle timer. Goes down a little bit, and Wishy-Washy, the giant fish in the school form, uses Surf, and it knocks Mudsdale and the Alola and Marowak to about half health. Marowak not so much. And then a little bit of time passes, about 8 seconds. About 8 seconds between the time that Instruct activates, which there seems to be no other damage that was done in that time. So Instruct is immediately activated according to the trailer, and Wishy-Washy is able to use Surf yet again, and I'm pretty sure it knocks both of them out in the trailer. You can watch that on their official channel. I didn't want to put the trailers up because, you know, that copyright though, and we're not trying to get sued out here. And so yeah, he uses that. So it kind of came to question that whether or not this is actually going to be like it's kind of like Helping Hand, but like a reverse priority. So we don't know if it'll like move last, or if it'll like, or if it just doesn't have any priority at all. It just is like a neutral move, and it's all based on speed. And this man is just literally slacking, but an orangutan instead of a sloth. And other than that, we wondered if charge moves were launched and you used Instruct on the turn that they launch, are they going to be able to just wail on us again? Because if so, that's going to be fucking broken. I do not see Orangura, like, I just don't see these two Pokemon being really good in stats. They're truly gimmicks. Like, you can clearly tell from the way that they were shown off in the trailers. They're truly gimmick Pokemon. And that's not generally a bad thing. It's just we can't really tell if they're good, viable battlers just in general, or did they actually require some sort of strategy that can be clearly predicted and read. So we don't really know for sure right now. Moving on, we have more exclusives. We have the Sun exclusive evolution to Rockruff. So now it's not determined whether or not it is during the day or not, but it's just the version that it's in. So Lycanroc, which is supposed to be like Lycanthrope, like a werewolf. The midday form only in Pokemon Sun. And unfortunately, we got the Jacob from Twilight edition of werewolves, sadly, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess. He's still solid rock, and his abilities are Keen Eye, which is kind of ass, and Sand Rush, which is actually kind of ass for the person who's fighting you, because that's gonna suck for them if you really set it up right. They also show off the move as Cell Rock, which is like a priority rock type move, but they didn't actually call it anything for some reason. They just like cut out the text box for whoever knows the reason. I certainly don't. So that's basically what happens there. And there's one other thing that kind of bugged me. Well, it didn't really bug me. It made me curious on what actually is up with these Pokemon, because, well, I'll get to that after I'm done with the other one. Alright, next is the Midnight form of Lycanroc. Not gonna lie, his design does look kind of like ass. He looks like a wonky cartoon character with the big old paws and the string being arms, but that's fine. Although I do like his color scheme. It's not really used too much in Pokemon. Still solid rock, and his abilities are somehow even worse. Keen Eye and Vital Spirit. I don't really see that at all it being helpful, with especially the Pokemon that looks like this. It doesn't look like he's gonna be able to survive for too long, if you know what I mean. Although, for some reason, his signature move when he evolves, for whatever reasoning, is Counter. And I don't quite understand that shit, because that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they just didn't make something new. And also, apparently that means he's not getting a Cell Rock, I assume, since that's being replaced with Counter, which was given, that information was given us in the Korokoro, which was like 3 or 4 days ago or something like that. I might be wrong on the days there, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said. But one thing that really confused me is, but in both of these like showcases, I guess, for the forms, the Cloyster that they were fighting both used an ice move. The Cloyster that was fighting the midday form used a priority move after a Cell Rock had went, so we can assume that it's obviously slower than the midday form Lycanroc. Of course, I don't see Cloyster being faster than a fucking wolf. And so it hits it, but it makes the noise. Now, some of you might be confused or call me crazy when I say this, but whenever you're playing a Pokemon game, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, or in case you don't know, there's sound effects that are played whenever you're hit or you hit with a move that represent whether the move is super effective, regularly effective, or not effective at all. And for some reason, I'm pretty damn sure when you play it through, Ice beats Rock, and I'm pretty damn sure that it played the not very effective thing on that, which really does not make any sense considering any of the things displayed on the screen right now in that picture. I can understand why they could do it for the midnight form, because they did show off counter, but it's not really all that important. So yeah, he was hit with icicle crash or something like that, and it again made the noise of not very effective, and he hit him really hard with counter. And that's just like confusing to me, because I don't really know why they did that. They might have just done that just to showcase counter. It might have been an error, who knows. You don't know what they do with like the trailer footage. It's kind of strange how they mix and match all the stuff and get all the conditions together. The game's not even really final. Next, moving on from not necessarily the Pokemon, but something that I'm actually kind of excited to see how much they really expand on is the customization of your character in game. Like I remember I went into X and Y blind, and I kind of just saw that the customization, there's a lot to it to me at first, and then I kind of looked around. There really wasn't that much to do. Like, you couldn't really do at all that much past making a race and changing your costume a lot, and even then there weren't really that much like that many like different designs you could do with your costume or your outfit or whatever. You were pretty limited. But this is trying to go a little bit further, and it really shows just in this like quick 15 seconds of trailer that they give you. It shows that this first picture, I'll put it up, has you picking contact lenses, like color, so you can have like weeaboo colored of like eyeballs now. You can be like, oh no, I have super bright lightning yellow eyes. I mean, I'm gonna assume that they show some options, and they don't go through them all, I don't think. And then they switch over and it shows this the girl sitting in like a salon, and it seems like you can just, their hair choices seem pretty normal, not like super weeaboo anime styles or colors of hair, I should say. And then so it seems pretty basic there. And then it shows a little bit later, it shows a different hairstyle and a different color, which I don't think in X and Y you could change your hairstyle or your hair color after you had made it. I'm almost 100% positive. I don't even think you could change your hair color in general, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that. I think I actually am wrong on that. But, so there's that. That was pretty much like, that was pretty cool actually, because I'm pretty curious to see how many hairstyles they got. And then they kind of flashed some costumes, I guess. I don't know if they're like matching costumes. They seem pretty matching together. So there's one of the guy there with some sick shades and a snack back and some swag there. Then there's a kid with some weird ass rainbow Pikachu surfing on a rainbow shirt, tank top, something like that, and then some camo shorts. And I guess we can have anime weeaboo colors of hair, because this man has like a pomegranate. Yeah, pomegranate. I'm drunk. Sorry. So yeah, you can have stuff like that. And then they show some of the girls that have pretty interesting, like pure white hair with like the pigtails, I guess. And then like an edgy kid outfit. I assume they're gonna have one for the guys too. If they don't, I'll be upset. Next we got something I was actually I kind of saw as an improvement. We have Pokemon Refresh, which is literally just Pokemon to me. It's literally nothing. It almost looks nothing different. The only thing that I can see that they changed is they add more Nintendogs type things that you can do in it. Like there's actually like, I guess, environmental things in the game affect what will happen in Pokemon Refresh. Like it showed an Orangura having like he was all like kind of like drenched from something, and then like they were like drying him off or something like that. So I think, and then in this picture it's like you're brushing off a dusty Vulpix. So Alolan Vulpix, my bad. But other than that, I don't really see too much being an issue in the whole wow, this again. I actually think it's pretty awesome in a way. I don't see myself being too distracted, and of course you're probably going to get something out of it at least. It's Pokemon, people. Let's be real here. You don't do anything minor in that game without a reward of some kind, big or small. So, yeah, it's pretty nice, I guess. You can still feed them desserts and make them malnutritious and die. And malnourished and die. I cannot talk today. Fuck. Anyway, moving on. And I have some gripes about this. Put up the picture, please. Me, future me, put up the picture. We have some Z moves. And I'm not saying I don't like Z moves, because I think Z moves are probably the coolest thing that they've shown off in a while, because Mega Evolutions are kind of broken. Let's be real here. And last one, the last news update that we had, showed off that certain Pokemon can have specific Z moves attached to them. It doesn't have to be random, like, it doesn't have to be general. So they showed off a Alolan Raichu in the last one, I believe, along with Snorlax's Night Guy from Naruto, fucking 8 Inner Gates nonsense, which was still pretty awesome. But this time they got some explaining to do. We got some explaining to do, Pokemon. A Z move for Pikachu. Now just think that in. Not Raichu to help with the Alolan Raichu and then regular Raichu. Regular Raichu doesn't get anything as of right now that we know. Regular Raichu is getting shit on. And who gets the Z move? Pikachu. Alright, so what happens is you do the fucking, what the fuck? That was the weirdest bark I've ever heard. So you do like the Ginyu Force thing, the Ginyu Force battle formation. Pikachu jumps on in your arms, and you chuck him like you throwing him in the garbage, like you should. And he flips in the air, and the move's called Catastropica, literally. And then he crashes down on the ground and causes a pretty insane lightning effect. And that's all fine and dandy and all, but I mean, it literally can only be used once per battle, and I'm not seeing it at all. I mean, just look at Pikachu's stats for me. Look at his base stats, and you ain't gonna be impressed. I guarantee it. You're actually gonna be disappointed that they wasted a fucking Z move on this. I mean, not that I don't care, because this is obviously not, like, it's Pokemon, so I'm gonna care about what they add to it, because I don't want them to waste anything. But it's just not a competitive thing, I guess, and I don't really know anyone that doesn't at least try to be competitive with somebody that they know with when they play Pokemon in some way. Like, not just like go to tournaments, be competitive, but I'm also talking about like just in general, like, I'll play your friends. So I don't really see this being used competitive in any shape, way, or form. I think people would rather just use Alola and Raichu and just have fun with that, because that still looks cool and is actually effective. So, or at least from what we can tell. But as far as I'm concerned, Pikachu ain't getting no buff. And Pikachu ain't getting all base stats 100. It just ain't happening. So until then, it's literally a waste, a casual waste of a Z move. The next one comes with good and bad news, I guess, because they're adding another Z move, and two, this whole thing basically confirms that there's not going to be a single, there's not going to be a new evolution for this one here, and it's Eevee. Eevee gets a Z move. It's a fucking Eevee. Like I said with Pikachu, look at the stats. You're not going to be impressed. Just saying. Like this, they're out here just like fucking releasing Z moves for Pokemon that just they act like they're just gonna become like the spotlight of everyone's team just because they got a Z move. That's no. Anyway, you do the Ginyu Force battle formation, and then you got Eevee jumps on your head, and then it's pretty cute. And they had extreme Evo boost. Jesus, still can't speak. And he jumps down, and like a whole bunch of sets of eyes show up, and it turns out to be the evolution squad. All 8 of them, which, like I said before, pretty much confirms that there's not going to be a new evolution. And they all like turn into orbs and fucking gather around Eevee like they're the Chaos Emeralds, even though there's 8 of them. And they give Eevee a huge fucking power boost. It's like increase on 2 stages on both attack stats, both defense stats, and speed, which is pretty crazy. But like I said, even with that boost, it's still an Eevee. I don't even see those stat boosts mattering too much as far as competing with certain Pokemon, like I don't know, like pseudo legendaries and stuff. Like, I just don't see it competing with those kinds of Pokemon, really, just overall. And just because he gets a boost in both attacks and both defenses and speed doesn't necessarily mean that you're wasting a turn just to get those boosts, just so someone can wail on you for free, like without damage output. And I don't, even with like an Evolite, I don't see this happening as a competitive use. Once again, it's much more of a casual thing if you just want to use it for fun. But it's also just waste of a Z move. Just waste of a Z move, really. Really cool. Just a waste of a Z move. Jeez. And I don't know, I just don't see it. But that's all the Sun and Moon information they got for now. It was kind of a bit to talk about, but it was kind of worth it. If you really enjoyed the last Gamer Speak, or this Gamer Speak, I should say. Let me back up. If you enjoyed this Gamer Speak, then you might as well try and check out the last one we did on E3, because we had a lot of those games are starting to more and more become relevant lately. So you might want to check that out if you haven't already. It's pretty interesting. We share a lot of opinions on that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and leave a like if you enjoyed this, and if you want to talk about it, hit me up on Twitter or hit me up in the YouTube comments. I'll talk about this all day long, because I like Sun and Moon. I'm really gonna enjoy this. It might actually be one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know, who knows. But yeah, that's all I got for you. Be sure to just have fun out there, be safe, kids, and I'll see you guys next time.